Hey everyone, so today we're going to do a smoky eye, and this was highly requested off of my Facebook. So today we're going to do a basic smoky eye, and this is all mattes. So the palette I'm going to be using today is the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. And the reason why I like the Naked Basic palette is because it's all mattes. So it's fantastic. So whether you have super mature skin or you're really young, and this is a basic palette I think everyone should have. This is what the colors look like. So they range from all the way from having a nice shimmery color, it's kind of like a sateen finish, all the way to these rest are matte. So I love these because not only mattes are super blendable and easy to do, especially with a smoky eye when it's all about gradients and all about blending. But the other reason I like it is it really looks good on any age range, whether you have super mature skin, like I said, or really young. So stay tuned, and we're going to be doing the smoky eye. So I've already primed, I've already put my foundation, I buffed it in with my fingers as well as my Real Techniques buffing brush, which is this bad boy, which I love. If this works great for any foundation, I recommend everyone getting it. You can get it at Ulta. And I love their whole line, the Real Technique brush. I'm going to list everything in the description box below of all the products that I used today, so that so when you look at it, you can kind of figure out what I used, because I know sometimes I have a hard time showing everyone up close. So, alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the eyes now. Oh, also, forgot to tell you, I concealed a little bit around my nose and anywhere I had a little bit of blemish by Mercier concealer, and I like this one. This is the Secret Camouflage. This is the one I was talking about in my previous video. It's a little bit dry, but I really like it because it's super natural, so you can pinpoint conceal and it looks super beautiful. I love the way it photographs. It's awesome stuff. It's worth the investment in my opinion. And they come in all color ranges, which is great if you have super fair skin all the way to super deep and beautiful. So we're going to start with the eyes. So we're going to do a matte smoky eye, and I'm going to talk about different variations you can do. So before we go into it, I want to talk a little bit about smoky eyes. It's a highly requested one, and I can see why. It's super sexy, it's beautiful, and there's so many variations of it. You can do a color smoky eye, and you can use any color in the rainbow, really. You can do more neutrals, and you can do anywhere from daytime, really casual, all the way to something super dramatic and sexy. Really, the possibilities are endless with smoky eyes, and that's why I love it. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to use a primer for my eyes. I'm going to use the Soft Ochre, and this is the Pro Longwear Paint Pot by MAC. If you don't have this, you can use your concealer, which is a great option. You already most likely have it in your makeup bag, so you can just swipe it all over the lid. Make sure you blend it like so. Another one is Urban Decay Primer Potion, which I really like. So I'm going to use a little bit of Paint Pot, and then I'm going to put it all over my lids. So the reason why I'm using a paint pot, I like it, is because it's a silicone based primer. So it acts like a nice sticky base for all my eyeshadow to stick to. And the reason also is because I want a blank canvas when it comes to my eyelid. I don't want any discoloration, and like I said, it helps your eyeshadow last. So with my skin, sometimes it's combo. So the funny thing is my eyelids get really oily. So if I don't put a primer or concealer, whatever you have, it doesn't last very long. And so I want this to last a long time. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add my paint pot all over my eyes. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to be, most of the colors I'm going to use today is from the basic palette, okay? So you can go and pick this up at Sephora, at Ulta. These are really accessible. I love them, and they're really inexpensive. I think they're around, I don't know, I think they're 26 bucks, I think. I have to double check the price, but it's worth it in my opinion. You can, and this, I love how small it is. You can pop it in your purse or your makeup bag when you're traveling. It's great. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a base color all over my lid. This is one right here. It's called Foxy. It is a neutral color. I'm going to add it all over my lid. I'm just going to use a flat, this one came with a Naked palette, the Naked 3 palette, and it's just a flat shader brush. Another thing, when you're adding a paint pot, by the way, like I had the primer I showed you by MAC, Soft Ochre, use a synthetic brush, which is really important because you don't want to ruin your natural bristle brushes with that. It applies better than using a natural, so always make sure you're using a synthetic. Okay, so I'm adding Foxy all over my lids, just like that. And so now we're giving an even wash of color all over, which is super important. So it's like another base. So I'm not making it super, you know, precise. I'm just sweeping all over. Beautiful. All right. Okay, cool. So next thing we're gonna do is we are going to add a crease color. Now this, let me grab a fluffy brush. Okay. So this is my eye blender brush, but you can use whatever blending brush you have. I like the dome shape in my opinion for different purposes, but for this one, this is gonna work. So the next color I'm gonna use is I'm gonna use Naked 2, which is this really pretty, it's a cool tone. It's not quite matte, it's not quite not graphite, but it's not quite slate. It's like in between. It's not gray, it's not brown, but it's cool tone, which I like. So I'm going to add a little bit of Naked 2. So I'm just going to take it, we're going to dab off the extra, and I'm going to run this through my crease, just like so. So I'm starting with the outer corner, and then I'm sweeping it all over. And this is going to be a neutral tone that's going to help me blend out all the other colors I apply. So just like so. I'm starting with the exterior of the eye and then working towards in and using windshield wiper motion. Okay, next thing. Put it on the other eye like this. So I'm just working from the exterior. I'm working in. And this is going to be my transition color. So when I apply all the other colors, they will help blend easily. Beautiful. Another trick with a smoky eye that I recommend everyone please follow is you always have a clean brush. You have a clean brush and then you have your application brush. So the reason why is when you need to blend in between colors, if you keep on using the same brush, you're gonna get really muddy colors and it's not gonna be beautiful and blended. So I'm gonna take my clean brush, which is already nice and clean, and then we're going to blend the edges. Make sure it's all nice and beautiful. So now that I did that, sorry, blow the extra eyeshadow. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add another color. So now that first thing we did, we added Foxy. So it's a base color all over. Then we're going to add, we added Naked 2, which is going to be our transition color, right? So we added that through the crease. Next thing, like I said, we're going to add a darker color. So I'm going to grab another brush. Pardon me, I got an itch. Okay, cool. So then I'm adding another, this is a small blending brush I got also at Sephora, which they've got great brushes. Okay, so I'm going to add next color is called Faint, which is a brown. And this is the point, if you have colored eyes like blue or green, you can now add that darker warm brown, which you can use Soft Brown by MAC, Cocoa Bear I said by Makeup Geek, which is a great warm brown. And so I'm going to add a little bit, tap off the extra, and so now I'm going to be adding it just in the outer exterior, like that. Beautiful. I'm now going to take a clean brush and blend it. And this is going to be a multi-step process of going back and forth, between adding the color and blending and netting it out. I also like to take a bit of a small brush, a smudging brush, and then just kind of bring it in just a little bit of the lash line. Making that V shape. Taking my blender brush and just working it in. I'm rubbing it a little bit on the lid as well, whatever's extra, just on the exterior. I want the lightest part of the whole smoky eye to be kind of the base of the lid and the inner, which will give a more doe-eyed effect, more open, which is super pretty on everyone. And like I said, what I like about this basic palette is it's going to look good on any skin tone. So whether you're super fair like me or you're medium and you have beautiful caramel skin all the way to being having really nice, beautiful dark skin, same thing. This palette's going to look amazing on you. So I'm going to work on the other eye and we're going to come back. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, I've added the eyeshadow on both eyes. Now, next thing we're going to do is we are going to line the eyes and shape it a little bit. Okay, so what I like to do is, now if you're going for, let's say, a daytime smoky eye, what I'm going to do, like today, because it's afternoon and I still got things to do today and I really don't want to look crazy like I'm going out to a club. Not appropriate really in this time of day for me personally. Is I'm going to line my eyes with eyeshadow. And this gives a beautiful softness effect that I really appreciate. Now if you wanted, this is for nighttime, right? You can do a liquid eyeliner like black. Or even brown. You can use something, a beautiful warm brown like Teddy from MAC, which is a great eyeliner, or something nice and rich and chocolatey color would be great. Like I said, if you have colored eyes and you want to do something a little different, not black. Black can be quite harsh, especially if you're mature. Going with something with a beautiful chocolatey brown or a rust brown would be beautiful. It's a little softer. It's not as stark. So the thing what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take an angled brush. You can use whatever angled brush you have. This one is from Estee Lauder when I used to work for them. So this guy right here. I'm going to take the same brown that I put through my crease and I'm going to run it through my lash line. And like I said, this gives it a softness, like so. And then what I'm going to do is also I'm going to flip it the other way and angle it, like I said, because I'm making that V. Same thing. Dab it, and this is fade, by the way. So I'm dabbing it, tapping off the extra, lining my eyes with it. So we're going to do that. Alright, now, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to put some color on the bottom of my eye as well. Sorry, I can't stand when eyeshadow just gets everywhere. It bugs the bananas out of me. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm taking Naked 2, which is the color we put originally through the crease. So I'm going to use the same color scheme that I put through my eyes, but on the lower lash line. So I'm just going to bring this a little bit on the bottom. And here's another cool trick. If you have small eyes and you're worried about like, well, you know, I want a smoky eye, but I don't want my eyes to look really, really small, you can just stop right here. So when the color, the round part of your eye, I'm blanking out, I can't figure out what it's called. Can't remember, excuse me. You can stop right there, okay? And that will open up your eye. Now, I have large eyes, so I don't mind kind of rimming this bad boy and making it super smoky. But just for you out there, any girls or guys who want to wear a smoky eye and you don't want to make your eyes look even smaller, just stop. Right, last quarter of the eye. That's all you bring it in and you're done. And just smoke it out. Okay, so I'm also taking Fate now, which is the chocolatey brown. And I'm putting more of the darkest part just on the last quarter of the eye. I'm not bringing it all the way in. Same thing with this eye. Not going crazy today. Okay, cool. So, now that we got going on. So, now here's the part of the smoky eye where you can go 10 million ways, exactly like in the beginning like I was telling you. You can line your tight line, so the inside of your eye. For me, I kind of like for daytime smoky eye, I actually like using a nude pencil. This one is by Sephora, and this one is called Infinite Beige. And I like about this, so this is like another little trick I think every woman should know. If you're super exhausted because you've been up all night with your kids, or you didn't get enough sleep because of work, or let's just be honest, you're hungover, okay? This is great. So the reason why is when you line the inside rim of your eye, it actually is like an optical illusion. It makes the rest of your eye, the white of your eye, brighter. Just like so. And that's a great option, especially if you have small eyes. You can smoke it out like right in here, put some white eyeliner, well not white, I prefer beige to be honest. White sometimes is too harsh. So getting something like this, every brand makes it. Chromographic Pro line from MAC, this one's Sephora, which I'm sorry, but Sephora's brand is killer for the price point. It's great. And for daytime, you know, I love this option because to me it's less dramatic than going lining it with black or brown. Now, if I was doing this for nighttime, I would totally use a brown or a black and like smoke the crap out of it. So normally you would line it, right, tight line it, and then take that same, like you take a flat shader brush like this and rub it into the lashes and really smoke it out. But I'm just gonna do this. Okay, cool. So like that, it just makes my eyes awake, more open. To me, it's also a little more accessible, in my opinion, for daytime. Yeah, more daytime appropriate, in my opinion. Okay, so everything is where I want it, like that. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is, after I lined my eyes, this is the part where it's all preference, what we're going to do for color schemes. But the first thing is I'm going to clean all up my mess, okay? So I'm going to take my concealer, which is my Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer, and this is in Custard. I'm going to take it on the back of my hand. I'm going to take a buffering brush, like this one from Real Techniques, and I'm going to clean up the huge part of my mess that I've made from smoky eyes. See, like that. So don't feel like, you know, the thing about makeup is it's fun. You know, I call it like the cheapest plastic surgery you're ever to get in your life. You know, so have fun with it. Nothing has to ever be exact or precise. I don't believe in that. I think makeup should be self-expression. It should make you feel sexy and beautiful, and it should be a, you know, representation of yourself or an expression of yourself. So I'm just taking it and I'm just cleaning up my eyes. Anything that came out from the fallout, that hit my cheekbones, that, and the other cool thing is, I kind of like my bottom eyeshadow to have a lot of shape. You know, I like that drama right there. So like, again, I'm just making a clean line like that. Awesome, awesome. We are going to then set the concealer. You can use whatever powder you like. I'm going to use a Mirabella Perfecting Powder. I'm going to use this, which is a Real Techniques brush, also from Ulta, and this one's with my setting brush. So I'm just going to pat that in the extra and set all the concealer I just did. So we're good to go. And then, so I look at my eyes and go, you know, what do I need? All right, well, so now I need mascara. So I'm going to pop on a layer of mascara. You can use whatever you like. This one, I really like Perversion by Urban Decay, which is the sample I was talking about in my previous video that I love, love, love. Another one actually is my all-time favorite drugstore mascara. If you haven't tried it, you need to. Just trust me. You'll thank me later. That one's called Carbon Black by L'Oreal. Voluminous, excuse me. Voluminous Carbon Black. So I'm going to pop on some mascara and I'll be right with you. Okay, so I threw on a couple of coats of Perversion Urban Decay mascara. And the reason why I like to do this is because then I can see how everything's looking with finished product, okay? So if I need some more darkness running through the crease, if I want some more drama, I can add the drama. I kind of like to see it as a whole picture instead of just kind of going piece by piece by piece. And then I can see what I'm building, kind of like a painting. Okay, so when I look at this, I'm like, oh, you know, they look pretty good. If I wanted to add some extra drama, I can. Just for some giggles, I will. Okay. So I'm going to actually add a little bit of black. This is by Crave by Urban Decay. I'm going to add a tiny bit because I want some extra drama. Just going to add it in the exterior corners. Just like so. And then we're just going to blend it out. Just like that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a highlight. I'm using Venus by Urban Decay, this lighter one, and this is kind of, this is like a sateen. So I'm adding this in the inner tear duct of my eye, just like that. I'm going to use the smallest part, actually, this guy right here. It's going to help me with precision point. I'm going to just put in the inner tear duct, and this is going to make my eyes look more awake. I'm also going to run that underneath my brow bone, like so. Awesome. I'm going to take my shading brush and I'm just going to buff it, everything. Beautiful. Okay, so that's exactly how I want it. So I'm gonna come back, finish my face. I'm sorry, I'm gonna finish my face, come back, and then show you the finished look. Okay, so this is the final look. I have finished up my face. I put on some bronzer, which is Hoola by Benefit, some blush, which is Nars Cosmetics in Orgasm, which is one of my favorite blushes. It's awesome. I put on a little highlighter, a little lip gloss, which is Flicker by Mirabella, and I kind of finished everything off. Set up my brows. I did my brows with Anastasia Brow Wiz in medium brown. Set them with their gel in Brunette, which is a tinted brow gel, which I really like. So this is my final look. It's really pretty, it's glowy, I love it, and this is my type of smoky eye. I like it. It's a little, not as dramatic as some, but I like it. I prefer it this way just for daytime anyways, and you can always deepen it up, like I said, for evening with a black eyeliner in the tight line or brown, whatever your preference is. And I'm going to list everything down below in the description box of all the products I used today, so that you can kind of take a look and see if anything you love. Please subscribe. Share it with your loved ones and friends. Thank you so much, and I'll see you to the next episode.